Hello, Philexan family viewers. This is Scott.
Hello, this is Abby.
And a special hello to the William Wood 731 viewers, and thanks for coming over and watching our channel to see the answers to William's 5 questions. And when we're done, I got some questions for William. So here we go. Do we plan on moving to the Philippines? Well, our youngest son is 6 years old and our daughter is 12. So really want them to have the advantage of completing high school here. So that means we'll at least be here for another 12 years. But after that, good question. I mean, I think it's one of those things that we have to evaluate the closer we get to that date. But yeah, we're open to it. How about you?
I can't tell because we've been here for 6 months. Oh my god. And then you just came here and then you're talking about...
So yeah, so we have time to think about it. I guess that's the best way to say it. So the next question, this one's for you, Elvie. What was it like coming into a new culture here in the United States, and was it difficult for you? Or is it difficult for you so far?
So far, no. I'm enjoying my life here in 6 months. Because in the very first time I met a Filipino, the Kabayan store. We have a Kabayan store here, restaurant, Filipino restaurant. So it's not difficult to me, especially the food. I have all, even fish, rice, and everything that I would like. But for the people, no, because they are very friendly here.
Yeah, one of the things that I would probably recommend for anybody that's going through that process of bringing somebody over to the United States, especially from the Philippines. I can't speak for other countries because I can only tell you about the Philippines. But one of the things that I did for Elvie was I went and looked to see if there were any social groups here in the North Texas area that was centered on the Philippines. And I did find a group, and that got connected me into about probably 10 to 15 people. And then once Elvie arrived, she met additional people from the Philippines here, and then they had friends. And so within 6 months, Elvie and I have grown our network of Filipinos, and very surprised to find out just how many Filipinos are in this part of North Texas. And like Elvie said, there's a Philippine market. We've got 3 Philippine restaurants. We've got a couple of good Asian markets here. So
yeah, I think your family, it helps me
yeah.
because they are very, it's very overwhelming because they are very loving.
yeah, my family accepted Elvie and the kids very quickly, very easily. So definitely, and that's something I completely expected to happen. I think Elvie was a little nervous about that, but I assured her that there was going to be no problem with that.
Yeah,
so.
but they are very sweet, especially your mom and your sister. So I feel comfortable here.
Yeah, which is a great segue into the next question. What was it like for the kids? So again, they've only been here for 6 months, but I will tell you, I worried about the children the most, especially going to school, because going to the schools, the schools here are a lot more kids. There's a lot more different cultures involved, and I think just attitudes and culturally, children in the United States are definitely a lot different than the Philippines, and so I worried about them maybe even being bullied just because they were different. I worried about them struggling in school simply because I knew academically it was probably going to be a lot more tougher. But I got to tell you this, and I'm not joking, not making this up, not exaggerating. Our kids are doing phenomenal. So our oldest daughter she has great grades. She's making A's, and she's doing well in school. She's really had no problem integrating with other kids. DJ, the 2 things that I'm really proud of with DJ. So first of all, when he got to the United States, he really didn't speak a lot of English, and I was
zero.
Yeah, well, he spoke a couple of words, and I think maybe he understood the things that I was saying, but he understood everything, and he certainly couldn't converse with me in English. And now within 6 months, not only can I have conversations with DJ, but DJ's doing some very interesting things in that when his sister or his mother or others talk to him in Tagalog, he answers in English. It's almost like a preferred language for him. And literally every day I'm surprised at the things that come out of his mouth and just like, wow, how do you know that word? Or it's just amazing. And he loves numbers. He's actually ahead of his class in kindergarten, which is the next thing that I'm proud of, because within 4 months he was recognized and given the ability to go into an advanced placement program, even at the kindergarten level. Yeah, they call it Expo. So really proud of them, and I think they're doing well. What was my first experience in the Philippines? I've been to well over 30 countries, and I'm pretty comfortable traveling internationally, but I haven't been to the Philippines before. You know, it's almost like for those individuals who've never traveled to Europe, going to England is kind of a good starter country to go to, because people speak English. It's really easy to kind of get used to the English culture. I would almost say the same thing. If you've never been to Asia, probably the Philippines is the best country to go to first, simply because you get the best of both worlds. You get that a little bit of Western culture and an Asian culture, and it kind of helps you integrate into that. That said, culturally speaking, I really love the Philippines. The people are very warm, they're very nice, very congenial. And I said this on our last video, you know, I love my wife. She's such a special person to me. Her attitude towards life, and then just that of the Philippine culture, it literally has changed my life. Because before I met her, I mean, I was, I was really climbing that corporate ladder, and I was just in that rush, that typical, what I would call American society of chasing the dollar and just work and never really enjoying what's happening in life. And it really changed me, because now I look at my life, and you know what, I've already retired from one career, so I have nothing to prove at this point. I just want to enjoy the work that I do now, and then come home at the end of the day to see my wife and my kids, and that's it. Family's more important than anything to me right now, and so I'm more happy than I have been in my entire life. And as I said in that video, my wife is a huge part of that, and the kids are the other part of it. So, all right, so what are our plans for the future for YouTube? So if you watch vlog number 1, which is our introduction, the reason why we created this primarily was to kind of talk about our experience. Not because there wasn't others out there, couples that were Philexan couples that come to the United States, but I really didn't find anybody that did the same thing that we're doing, but do it with kids. And so we wanted to give the perspective of what all this was like, but also, what's different when you have to involve the kids and some of the things that we're thinking about. And up to now, there really hasn't been too much of an impact, but in the coming videos that we have, we're definitely going to be talking about some of the things that are very impactful. So you're going to be seeing videos like the time when they first walked into the house and the kids got to see their own rooms. Things like that. Their first Christmas here. Things that we had to consider.
First snow.
First snow. Traveling all the way to the Great Lakes so they could see snow. But also things like, what all was involved in getting them enrolled in school. What were the things that we were worried about?
Not only that, I think one of all that I want to tell the viewers, your experience to become an instant father with children. It's the most also they know their.
Yeah, so never had children before. I've got great nieces, and so, but, I've never had my own children, and to be honest with you, it was kind of scary, but I told Elvie, I said, I would never consider you in my life without your children, and so that was something that I accepted. And if you saw the last video, I talked about, how quickly I bonded with our daughter, and now that DJ's speaking English and he and I are bonding even more, you know, that was a really cool thing. So our videos are primarily, we want to get through the set of videos that kind of talk about how we got here, and then we're going to transition into just some special moments, things that are going on. Again, you know, coming to the United States with kids and being an instant father and adjusting to that. And then there's some other things we want to do, some cooking videos, because awesome cook. She made this outstanding soup tonight, by the way, that has these dumplings in it, and wow, I mean, we need to sell that, right? But some cooking videos and you know, other things like experiences, because we want others that are going through this, that are still in the Philippines, to see what life is like here, so that there's a little bit of comfort and hope that when they get here, it's not going to be that scary. And then also for those that are the fiancés on the U.S. side, just some kind of, you know, worldly advice to say, look, you know, don't let your fiancés do all the work on the Philippine side. You know, you've got, this is a partnership. If you can't partner with your future spouse just to get them here, then you're going to have a pretty difficult time when you get to the United States. I'm just guessing. So look for those. All right, so our questions back to William. So here's a question actually that goes out to your wife. Now that she has her citizenship, what is that?
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
For your wife.
You know, it looked on the video like it was a very emotional moment, but I'd really like to know more behind that emotion. I mean, what is it like coming to the United States? You know, my wife, she's just now starting the process, so would like to know about that. What do you most appreciate, William, about the Philippines? I mean, it sounds like you're wanting to retire there, so what's drawing you to the Philippines other than the obvious? I mean, what is going through your mind in terms of thinking about leaving your home and now going to the Philippines? What misconceptions did your wife have about the United States and the culture here that she either found different, or maybe some things that, you know, her friends thought about the United States that, you know, if she were going to tell people back in the Philippines, hey, you know what, this is what the United States is really like. What's your most favorite Philippine food? And then, do you speak any Tagalog?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'd love to hear you, you know, say some Tagalog sentences. I think that might be good. So that's our questions. And Philexan viewers, take a look at William Wood 731. We're going to put a link down on the bottom so you can get to his page. He's got a lot more videos out there. He's been doing this a little longer than us. He does a wide variety of topics, but I think what you'll notice is that he and I both provide some really heartfelt commentary on our experiences, not only with our spouse, but the Philippines and that cultural thing as well. Thanks a lot, William.
And then, all the viewers, if you have any questions for us, just comment there below, and then we can try to answer it.
Right. And as always, like and
subscribe.
all right, there you go. Philexan family out.